So this morning, we've got drones hovering in our studio. The 4th annual New York City Drone Film Festival takes place this weekend, an event that celebrates the art of drone cinematography.
We're taking this for granted now. It's part of the fabric of, cinematography. Some of the best drone filmmakers in the world will display their works. Joining us this morning, Randy Scott Slavin, founder and director of the New York City Drone and Film Festival. Nice to have you back again.
Thanks for having me.
I can't believe you actually came back with drones.
I like watching you guys crash my drone.
And we have some filmmakers here nominated for their films, John O'Sullivan and Marcus Muller. Muller. Nice to have you all here. Oh, fantastic. All right, so this year, are we doing something different with the drones? Do you think, is it pushing the limits of cinematography?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, this year has been the most creative kind of group of films that we've ever seen. I really suggest that anybody comes to the screening on Saturday night at the Tribeca Performing Arts Center. It's just, amazing to see what these kind of things are doing, and people are just getting better and better at using them. We see just more amazing shots from around the world, creative, extreme sports, and all kinds of amazing things, and the technology is getting better. So
a lot of times it's kind of trial and error, though, isn't it?
Oh, of course. I mean, these things have come a long way, but the last couple of years, I mean, you're almost Rube Goldberging these things together with like duct tape and things now. I mean, it's like the Macintosh of it.
Marcus, tell us about your film.
Yeah, it's a landscape film that I'm nominated to.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, and I'm from Sweden. It's shot from my hometown in northern Sweden.
Do we have a little piece of Marcus's film that we can show, just so we get an idea of the kind of cinematography? I mean,
So what was involved with you making it?
How?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot of challenges because I shot it all in the winter.
Oh, you shot it in the winter?
Yeah.
Oh, I see the snow all over this.
So that was a challenge.
So it's hard with the cold and the batteries to keep them warm.
So how did you keep the batteries warm?
I had them in my inner layer, close to the body, and I had to have this cooling bag with heaters in it.
Huh.
Marcus had, his film is nominated in one of the most difficult categories because everybody just takes their drone and flies them.
What category was it?
It's in landscape and architecture.
Okay.
So everybody takes their drones and flies them around a landscape, so the competition was insane. But his film, he really took a lot of care to shoot all around Sweden and show us things that we have never seen before in Sweden. It's really beautiful.
John, what about your film?
I shot a film out in Burning Man. I have a buddy that puts together these
Oh, Burning Man. Was anybody straight when you shot this film?
Oh, I mean...
Sober, I mean.
Well, there's all spectrum of people at Burning Man. But,
okay, really? Okay.
Mine focused on the mutant vehicles at Burning Man, and with the drone, I mean, the way you can, get up, get around things, and just see the environment in a new way. I mean, it was such a privilege to be able to shoot out there.
It looks beautiful, by the way. I think I've seen this footage before.
I hope so.
Amazing.
What are some of the categories that are involved? You mentioned the landscaping. What else?
Yeah, so there's extreme sports, there's narrative, so just like great stories, there's landscape and architecture, which, just makes sense. Drones are just made to shoot landscape and architecture. What else? There's X Factor, which is kind of like a catch-all category for films that don't necessarily fit into one particular. There's still photography. It's just like many different categories that just are drone-centric and that you really just show off the kind of amazing skills.
New categories from the past 3 years.
Pretty much they've stayed the same. I mean, like the categories morph a little bit, but no, actually we've kind of been more congealed. The categories are solid now.
So I'm wondering, Randy, like with this new drone world that we live in, are cinematographers like the old-time cinematographers with the big cameras, who most of the time get the work in Hollywood, are they like concerned about the technology that's being used and that you can actually shoot a whole film using a drone?
I mean, yes and no. Yes, in that they love them and they approach them, and people that we have on our jury and people in Hollywood, they're all using drones. Drones are used on every commercial, TV, music video, I mean,
we noticed that some like Dolce & Gabbana used a drone
to bring out the pocketbooks the other day on the runway.
Right. So they're using that, and the drone's never going to replace something that you need now to record dialogue, right? I mean, we have cameras in the studio, and they'd make too much noise to record voice. So, I mean, the typical cinema tools are going to stick around, and this just kind of fills in that gap between what a helicopter can do and what some of our fancier tools like a jib can do.
Interesting. I see you brought some beautiful little things for us.
All right,
can we
check
play?
this out. Yeah, absolutely. So this is called the Parrot Mambo. And
the little one?
The little one right here. This is the one you can crash if you want. It's here.
Thank you. Okay, just tell me what I need to do here.
There you go. That's up and down.
Lori, watch! Duck, Lori! I'm in control. Oh, Todd.
Okay.
I'm
You're doing
coming
great.
for
You're doing great.
Todd,
Just
I'm
don't hit
coming
Lori.
for you.
Oh no!
Sorry.
Oh, well, crash.
Typical good day. Wait, let me see if I can take it off and bring it back.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, there we go. Whoa. All right, here we go.
Came back to life.
We're back.
Lori,
Okay.
you want to try?
All right, I'll try.
If I start screaming, just
I'm
crash
just going to
it.
put it up like this, just in case.
Now, how do I make it go? Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Okay.
Is she ready
Wait,
for
I can't
her
get
own
it
film?
back.
Yeah, I'm not going to hire her on my set, but she's doing You're showing promise, Lori.
There we
Maybe,
go.
maybe you're-
Look.
Oh, Lori,
That's pretty good, right?
That's pretty
She's going to give
good.
her a haircut.
I live on the edge.
All right, so
That's
all right.
fantastic.
So what's the difference between what you can do with a drone like that and like this big mamma jamma right here?
Well, this one is for TV, cinematography, commercial, stuff like that. This is what
Okay.
you'd want to use on a
How
big
heavy is
production.
this?
It's 10 pounds, 5 pounds.
Huh.
Yeah.
7 to 8 pounds.
This one is like, you know, this is one that you fly around the house, invest with the cat, practice your drone skills because you don't want to fly this when you don't know how to
Know
fly a
exactly
drone.
what you're doing.
Crashing this one,
How much
a lot
is
of waste
this?
of money. $15,000?
Ooh, don't
it
break
depends,
it.
depends what package, but it ranges, yeah.
And don't you have to register these drones now? Isn't there a
Yes.
law that you have to register them?
Well, more importantly, you have to be an FAA certified pilot if you're going to do any commercial work, and plus you have insurance and everything. It's not you don't just buy one of these things and all of a sudden call yourself a cinematographer.
Interesting. All right, once again, tell us when we can come see the festival.
All right, New York City Drone Film Festival this coming Saturday night is our main screening at the Tribeca Performing Arts Center. It's going to be the best drone films in the world on the big screen. And then Sunday is the Day of Drones, and that is at the Liberty Science Center where you can fly one of these things, you can learn how to fly a drone, you can take all kinds of classes, you can, go to Liberty Science Center, which is amazing as it is.
Yes, it is.
I wonder if this
And-
could also be a category when it comes to the Oscars, which are right around the corner. Best drone filmmaker.
Maybe a technical
know,
Oscar.
Someday.
But
You never
everybody
know.
should go to B&H, get a drone, come to the Day of Drones, learn how to fly it, and then, submit next year.
Sounds like a
Cool.
good time, and the weather should be nice on Sunday. Randy Scott-Slavin, nice to have you back here, and John and Marcus, congratulations.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
All the best to you.
Success. All right.
All right.